just for a short time, though. Just for a short time. That's all. I got some information earlier today, but I could not really. We had the show to do tonight. We had a great show with Prophet Manasseh and Master Prophet Archbishop Ebenar Jordan. But I didn't want to finagle that information into that particular show. So I wanted to kind of come back and kind of talk about it, because if anybody knows who Joel Tudman is, Joel Tudman is a preacher that used to be at the Potter's House. And he went from the Potter's House over there to Florida to Bishop Henry Alexander's to be his assistant. And I think it really was in the realms of him taking over, but he didn't really get a chance to take over. They put him as like an assistant pastor, but I think they sold it to him like he was going to be the pastor, but that never came to fruition. Well, last night, y'all, there was a huge argument, a huge fight over there at the Faith Center between Bishop Henry Alexander, the founder of the Faith Center, and Pastor Joel Tudman. And Henry Fernandez, yes. Yeah. Who did I say? Didn't I say Henry? I don't know. So he has fired Joel Tudman just in the eve of the last Sunday in August. Yeah, he posted to see. I wanted to bring it out a little earlier, but since he posted that, our hearts are broken and all that. So I just wanted to come out and give some clarity as to what was reported to me as to what happened on last night with the meeting between him and Bishop Henry Fernandez. So Tudman is out. We knew that he was never going to be the pastor of Potter's House, because that was definitely going to stay in the family. And yeah, I don't have no thing because I'm trying to change clothes. We know that was definitely going to stay in the family. And so Sarah and Torre got that, We knew Tudman wasn't going to stay at the Potter's House. But it was a little interesting to see when he left. But see, he left under the guise that he was supposed to be pretty much taking over the church in Florida from Bishop Henry Fernandez. But I don't think now that we're looking at this, I don't think they ever intended to put Tudman in as pastor. I think what in my opinion, is that the Hernandez, what happened here? Hernandez wanted to build that congregation up, more than it was. So that's why he got Tudman over there. Well, he handed him over the church, but not really. He was always there. Tudman really couldn't do anything on his own. So it really wasn't a handover type of situation. It really wasn't. Even though he said it, it didn't happen that way. And so the issues that came about was that he felt that Tudman was not really honoring him the way he should be honored. I don't know if there's a whole bunch of egos flown around there. And then he kind of felt that Tudman was really on his own agenda. Maybe in preparation of splitting the church and getting his own church, from the members and things like that. You said you heard Jakes is really upset about it. He was always making the calls, so it's difficult. Yeah, Henry was always making the calls. So he really, you can say you're handing over the church in the public eye, But what's really going on, you're not handing over the church. No, you're not. You're not. And I believe that's what was happening. He never did hand over that church. You said, what are they doing? So just wanted to give you guys a heads up of what's going over there, what's happening over there at the Faith Center over there in Florida. It's going to be quite interesting tomorrow because a lot of the saints really like Tudman. They like Tudman in at the Potter's house. I think Jakes was a little scared. I think he had to get Tudman out of there before Tudman may have split Potter's house because people really liked him. He gave me kind of that he gave me that Jake's 30 years ago Jake, 20 years ago Jake's, when I watched him. I never really got anything, like his own personality. You know what I'm saying? When I looked at him, I always saw Jake's. Not it was just, he's a big burly guy. He kind of preaches like the Jake's tone. And of course you would get somebody like that. That is the house. That's used to the house. That's what the Potter's house is used to. So you definitely want to get somebody that can relate to the culture of your church. But I don't, I just didn't want to see another TD Jakes. I would rather see, somebody as their own person. And some people may say, well, no, he's not that, and he's his own person. Well, that's cool. Thank you for this. I was trying to figure it out. Well, that's what it is. Not giving him full. Henry did not give him full. That was the bigger problem. Yeah. Shut up, Jesse. But yeah, so I don't, when you walk into a church like that, it's always dangerous because now that they want you put the church at a certain level, more people are starting to come, and your ego is being built up by the people who love you as well. Now the founder's sitting in the back talking about, I'm the one around here. You're supposed to be honoring me, and it's like, oh man, was there a contract to how much honor and how much butt kissing were you supposed to do the founder? I want to see the contract. What is the contract, and how much butt kissing was I supposed to do? Was I not ever supposed to talk about a book that I did? Was I never supposed to talk? So those were the issues that came about. He's a great servant. God will place him. Oh no, he's he's not going to have a problem going anywhere. But it's very traumatic, Courtney, when you have a meeting and even it was reported to me that that Tudman said he wasn't going nowhere, and a Bishop Henry I want to say Alexander because I know a Bishop Henry Alexander in Southern California, but Henry Fernandez said, "Listen, I call the police on you and get you up out of here." So let me tell you, it was reported to me that there was a great shaking up at the Faith Center last night. It got really, 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 really ugly. Jocking for sermon time at the Potter's house. Well, Joe has his own church before. Well, yeah, but he didn't have a Potter's though. He didn't have, and if he had his own church before, it's always better to do your own, y'all. It's just coming into somebody else's established church and they're not deceased. You already got now you dealing with people from the church after the pastor has passed away is already a headache. That's already a headache. But when you're having to deal with the pastor of the church who was still living and still making moves, decisions, that's another level. That's another level. He did take over. Well, not in the eyes of Henry Fernandez. If he was under contract, shouldn't they have to honor it? Another pastor in Fort Lauderdale was fired. However, he took court. Yeah, that's why I would like to see what the court papers say, what the contracts say. And I'm praying to God he signed a contract. And usually those contracts, you can get out of them. The person can get out of them by, if you do some infidelity or if you do some kind of immoral act or something, they don't have to honor your contract. But if they just don't like you, what you did or what you said or how you're moving, that's not justification to end a contract in a church. Joe should have known he couldn't do too much in the first several years, especially when the former pastor is still there. Right. And I think that's what they get a little off. They want to come and change a lot of things. And I don't know when he was going to be able to change anything, to tell you the truth. I just don't know. He has kind of went through this and they never completely take their, no, they don't take their hands off. Henry Fernandez fired Joel Tudman. He fired him already, doctor. He fired him already. Yeah. Fired him already. Fired him last night after they had a big argument. He was like, "You get the hell out. Get out. You're fired." And then Joel said, "I'm not going anywhere." And then he said, "I'll call the police to get you up out of here." "Oh, you're going somewhere. Okay, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get out of here." That's what old Henry told Joel. You don't have to go home, but you definitely got to get out of here. So we are going to keep all affected parties in prayer. Maybe Sarah fly him in and let him preach at the Potter's house tomorrow. I don't know. He put on his Instagram that they are brokenhearted, and which is very devastating. I mean, you just preached, and now the next Sunday you out. You're not going to be preaching anymore. So it's very, very devastating. So I do feel for the Tudmans. Now, you got to remember, it's not just him, it's a family. A whole family of folks. I didn't even wear that. Oh, I didn't even know I had this shirt. A whole family. And, he got to take care of his family. And I just don't like that kind of stuff. Now, if he did something that was, like I said, immoral or stole money or something like that, he got to go. But if you just upset because you feel he's doing too much or he's not honoring you enough, or, he's promoting himself and not you or the church, I mean, conversations have. Now, did the conversation happen and Joel just couldn't buckle down and see where Henry Fernandez was coming from? I don't know. Start planning for his own ministry. Yeah, we grieved him leaving TPH. Yeah. See, but but let me tell you about TPH. Yeah. With all that stuff going on and everything, they were kind of scared that possibly he could have split the Potter's house. So they need to get him out of there. Well, he's going to have to start his own ministry. I think that someone said he used to have his church already. That God set this up. Well, God always changes his mind, though, Dr. Andre. God changes his mind. You didn't know that? Yeah. He just go over there. Go on and get you a hotel, Tudman. Get you a hotel ballroom and have church. But again, Max Life. He wasn't going to never get. I think they were just afraid of him, people possibly following him. But we know nepotism was going to get that. It was going to be the path. That was definitely Sarah was going to get that church. So that wasn't even a possibility for him at all. Nowhere in that. But God ain't talking about God. What happened? God done changed his mind again, huh? That God, I tell you, that God we serve always change. That people were always coming out to tell him what God set this up and this is ordained by him and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but what happened now? Over a disagreement? And again, like I said, things were reported to me, so we don't always have if we don't have additional information, but I can tell you this: there was a verbal close to see y'all at 9:30. there was a verbal altercation that could have led to some police activity. So yeah, he had to just go ahead and leave. Yeah, Jake's is probably get him in the building, have him preaching over there. Founders shouldn't retire. Well, they should retire if they leave. Well, 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna leave the church though. They're gonna be right in the pulpit. They're addicted to that fame. They're addicted to that kissing. They're addicted to that. Let's just be honest. I mean, pastors. That's why we have these devils and demons now when it comes to some pastors, because we have put them up in a certain level where they feel that they need to be very high esteemed, and if we don't do that, then there's something wrong with us. I.e. David E. Taylor. If you don't do what I tell you to do, I'm going to take you over to the orphanage. You gonna live over there at the orphanage. So David said, send them people to the homeless shelter if you don't make this cash I told you to make. So, these preachers are something else. They got egos out of this world. And it sounds to me there was a lot of egos and slanging comparisons going on over there last night when they had that argument. So, we're going to have to sit back and see what happens from this point. What is going to be the outcome? Will he stay in Florida? Will he leave? Will he, well, he can't go back to the Potter's house. That's already. You can go back there and preach a yang you every now and then, but Sarah not going nowhere. Torre certainly ain't going nowhere. Yeah, what Sean say? Those boys were interested. She wouldn't have in my. Oh, okay. It's a shame that they stepped down and seemingly get intimidated with others. And that's what it sounds like to me, church shoes. It sounds like there was a lot of intimidation and a lot of egos that were swirling around. Oh, this working block girl. Hey, what's up, the Heat Show? What's going on, man? The bishop is in the Joe was with Todd Hall, then went to Bishop Neil Ellis, who made him a bishop, and then closed his church in Oklahoma with nearly 3K members. Well, is he kicking himself now, Bishop Jordan? Is he kicking himself? Well, my thing is, does he stay? What's your opinion, Bishop Jordan? Does he stay in Florida and build church there? Does he go back to Dallas, where he has a pretty nice, good following in Dallas? They liked him. Or does he go back to Oklahoma? What does he do? What's to do? Yeah, he uprooted his whole family. But New York back. It's like when Flavor Flav brought New York back. Lord have mercy. That's a hoot. I watched all of that too. Why did you bring me back, Flavor? Why did you bring me? I love me some New York. She was crazy. Clay Evans released his ministry well. He purposely stayed away so the church could shift, and Jenkins to Sharp. Yeah. That's how you do. Then took a job at the Potter's house, and then to Hernandez. Yeah. And now Hernandez then gave him the boot. Bishop Jordan gave him the boot. Founding pastors really know how to totally leave and trust their successors. Ego, identity crisis, and are back. Yes, yeah. You said don't go back to Oklahoma. He had some woman that. That was another thing. Somebody told me he was a bit of a womanizer. You gotta watch the women around Tudman. That's what somebody reported to me, and now I only say that because Courtney brought it up. There's always a reason. Courtney. Oh, did you hear about that Heat Show, Bishop Jordan? I think he goes to Texas, or you think he goes, okay, Bishop will get him another spot. He's a son, and Bishop will make sure he's okay. Yeah, Pastor Evans showed them how to do it. Yes, he did. And now he's back Pastor Tony Evans is back in the pulpit preaching. Yes, he is. Say what? No wonder he left. Yeah, okay. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but that Courtney said it first. But somebody told me they saw a womanizer surrounding him. People was in the comments saying wherever he goes, they will follow. Yeah, I don't know if this was the right move for Henry Fernandez. Not sure if this was the right move. Not sure. Do you think that's why he got fired? Well, Shantae, now there's a question on the floor. It was reported to me, and when I heard that, I was like, okay, but okay. So he was kind of promoting himself. He really wasn't promoting the church. He wasn't honoring Bishop Fernandez. But is that grounds to kick the man out of the church abruptly like that? Wouldn't that be maybe we have an exit strategy or an exit plan? I don't know. Huh. Will we get any additional information? Where's the phone at? Will we receive any additional information, or will it just be that'll just be the reason? I don't know. Oh, Lord have mercy. Do you think? Well, we are yet praying for the Faith Center over there in Florida. What are they in? Tampa? What city are they in? Center, Florida. Their church in Sunrise, Florida. What is Sunrise close to? I don't even know. I never heard no Sunrise. The truth always comes to light. Oh, yes, it does. People were singing his praises more than the founder. I think several things are true. Yeah, I think so. I think Fernandez couldn't take it. Or Miami. Somebody said Miami. Somebody said Fort Lauderdale. Somebody right and there's somebody wrong. The Bible's right and somebody wrong. Fort Lauderdale. Okay. All right. That's what Sunrise is. Yourself everywhere you go. You take yourself everywhere you go. And if we not healed, we taking our unhealed selves over there to a new church. Okay, I thought Miami when he left TPH. Well, they're saying Sunrise is closer to Fort Lauderdale, so we just gonna go with that until we proven wrong. But so that's supposed to be the reason, everybody. That's the supposed reason he was. I think he was getting too much honor, and the founder didn't like it. Didn't like it. You see, there's something spoiled about them greens. There's something spoiled about the greens, Sean. Huh? That the greens don't smell right. Indeed, hear about the woman. Oh, you heard about the woman too, Bishop Jordan. He had the problem when he was in Oklahoma State as a player and a coach. Where also when he started his church. Full disclosure, I know Joel. This was personality conflicts. Gotcha. Yeah. Maybe he probably got all that together, right, Bishop Jordan? He got all that womanizer stuff together before he went over there to Sunrise over there. We're gonna hope he did. It's Broward County, which is close to Miami. Oh, okay. Always seemed tad perskinky to me. Well, I really think that he didn't want to relinquish that church. I think he wanted to build that church. I think he wanted to build it up even more. Florida has beautiful women. You don't go to the beach, Tudman. Did you go to the beach, Tudman? Did you see the bikinis? Maybe he went to the beach too much and saw the bikinis. He became my e-pastor at TBH when I left that area. I just hate hearing this. He'll be okay. Good night. All right, good night, KK Cozy Kitchen. Would you be over there cooking, KK Cozy Kitchen? I'm trying to find somebody I can cook with online, so I can do that on St. James Eats. I'm gonna cook online. Was they paying Pastor Tubman too much money and the pastor got jealous? Well, Hernandez had control over his pay. So whatever he got paid, Hernandez approved it. I'm sure. I'm sure of that. What in the heck? Well, you know. Oh, okay. I'm gonna check out your channel. Send me a message on Instagram. Okay. St. James Eats. Need to lead him an executive pastor. Well, I don't know, Courtney. I don't know how that would work out between if he's having personality conflicts with Henry Fernandez. He's definitely going to have some with Torre. Yeah, and then Sarah being a woman, and you know sometimes that kind of gets a little murky. They start feeling, I don't know. It's weird. Tubman seems like he is not going to let anyone manipulate him or talk down on him. Seems like he will put you in a headlock. He started a workout. Oh, Lord Jesus. He started a workout program at the church, so not sure what has honestly taken. A workout program. What's up, Gospel Music Buzz? You did some good footage over there at the Stellars. I was checking you out. What's good, brother? So you had a great live. Yes, we had a great live with Master Prophet. It was really good. If you guys didn't check it out, make sure you, after this one, go back and check out the live I just ended, okay? Let me see. Let's go to Tudman. Let me, my phone about to die over here. He posted, pray for us. Our hearts are broken and devastated. That's what Tubman. Pastor Hannah is giving him some kudos. Pastor Hannah says, I love you and stand with you both. I have learned when I'm hit like this to look for God in the storm. Come on, Hannah. He is in this somewhere, and you will see him work on your behalf. Come on, Hannah. What's up, Prayer Era? I don't know about that. They did an ordination about a month ago. Fernandez hinted he could succeed him. What's up, Lady Sparkles? We praying. Okay, let me see who else has some. Chandler Moore said, boo. Chandler Moore, I need you to, I need that conversation with you, sir. Got something across my desk. Pastor Jonathan Nelson, holding you up. Pastor Keon Henderson says, praying for you, my brother. This too shall pass. I'm a living witness. All right. They coming out of the wood. Jamal Bryan says, God is with you, and so are we. Ooh, Fernandez, are they going to do a coup on you? Ooh, they're going to throw you out of the club, Henry. How many think they're going to throw Henry Fernandez out of the club? Even First Lady, Miss Carrie, baby. Miss Carrie Jamal. Won't she change that? Carrie, baby. That's her screen name. Carrie Bryant, sending you our earnest love and prayers to you both. Do a lot of people know what's going on? I don't know. Ooh, this is extremely messy. Well, Joel Tudman, who used to be preaching over there at the Potter's house, you know, they looked like the minister T.D. Jakes about 30 years ago. He went over there to Henry Fernandez Church, the Faith Center, over there in Sunrise, Florida. They say it's close to Miami. And he went over there in the opinion that he was going to take over the church. Well, he's been there a while, you know, and last night they had a knockout drag out over there at the Faith Center. And Bishop Hernandez told him to get the hell out. He said, and then Tubman said he wasn't going nowhere. And then Fernandez said, listen here, you're going one way or the other. I'm going to call the cops to get you up out of here, Tudman, if you don't get the hell out of my church. You know, ain't nothing spiritual when it comes to cussing and all that. You know, all that cussing, everything comes to light. Everything comes out. Ain't nobody talking nice. Ain't nobody talking holy. Ain't no scriptures being. People is cussing and fighting. That's what they doing. What's up, late chaplain? Fernandez wasn't in the club, was he? Well, if he, I never thought he was. I never really thought he was. But if he was, he might be out now. Because they cuss every day, Sean. Yes, they do. So I don't know. So we're gonna sit back and see what happens. I heard there was an email that went out. I was trying to get my hands on the email that went out to see what flowery email and verbiage was put in this email. But it hasn't come across my desk yet. Not quite yet. But there was an email that has gone out. I'm going to check my messages in a minute, y'all. And for all of you who gave tonight, oh my goodness, you did like craziness to support. But I like the fact that you don't just give to support, you give with anticipation of what's to come. And oh my goodness, y'all were so wonderful tonight. Oh, it's an extremely messy gospel buzz. Fernandez has a son that's a preacher. This may be a plot. Ooh, my understanding is it started with the stripper message a couple of months ago. The stripper, Bishop Henry is very conservative, and his sermon, the message about the stripper, and everyone became too much too soon, too much bad press for him. Oh. That's the words you get in Bishop Jordan. And remember, y'all, this Bishop Jordan is the Heat Show Bishop Jordan, not Bernard Jordan. Oh, man. Make sure I go over there to the Heat Show. You may have to come live and talk about this, Jordan. You may have to get on there and talk about this on the Heat Show. You know, you be having some jewels bound up in your belly. You got to let them out. You can't keep them bound up. Michael Phillips had hopes of preaching at the Potter's house. Sarah and Torrey gave the California church to his wife Anita. They were yes. I heard that that there's a woman over there at the one church that's on California brand. And he's still over there. The husband is still over there at Potter's house, right? The ex-husband. The kids don't be ready. No, they don't be ready. Yeah. That's possible. I've been in a similar situation. Uncle Jay said he'd been in a similar situation. Was let go from working at a church because the pastor's sister-in-law needed a job. They'll do that. They'll do that too. They will do that. Got this bum, can't keep a job, but we gonna let the church pay all the money and they give this bum some money every month or every week, every 2 weeks. They boot you out, and everything goes to the dogs. And I'll sit there and watch it burn. Just witness someone getting hit. Oh, wow. He was pulling people straight off the streets. Many leaders aren't ready for that, although it's what they preach and teach. Who was pulling people straight off the streets? Was he pulling strippers off the street? I need to go back and see that message. He plans a church that have them will follow him. Well, yeah, you always... Because when everybody has to speculate as to what exactly happened, we know that an argument ensued and he was terminated. He was fired last night. We know the argument ensued, but we don't know the basis of it. We're hearing that Tudman was not honoring him enough, so that tells me he wasn't stroking Fernandez's ego enough. I'm not sure if it was contractual a thing. Thank you for being a member for 13 months, Lady Chaplain. I'm not sure if the contract specifically said how much butt kissing and licking that was mandatory. I need to see the contract on that. And if he didn't fulfill that, or what, or it did something else. Come on, is it the too much publicity? Is it too much? The sermons are too controversial. What is it? What is it? But again, do you do that so abruptly? If it's something that, in my opinion, ain't really something that is, that you can't get over. I'm not sure. Oh, why am I over here? Backfired on Hernandez. Yeah, I think unfortunately it's not going to go the way Hernandez thinks it's going to go. It's definitely not going to go. I don't think it will. Joel is going to probably come out as being the poor one that got booted from the church abruptly. Members in the church are going to go where he's going to go, unless we find out something that was very, immoral that happened. Uh, I hope they don't try to lie something away, because they will lie to keep the members now. People will lie. He should come to North Carolina. We need more good-looking preachers. No, that's his problem. That's his problem. That's his problem. No. That's his problem. Do you believe this is going to back? Okay, we bet that. Some of them don't help the people in the congregation, so not helping those in the streets really don't matter. Right. Yep. We can quote scriptures as long as we don't pertain to our sin. Well, that's a word. That's a word. Seems like Hernandez may have just split his own church. My God. Hernandez, what did you do? I think I was calling him Fernandez. It's Henry. No, it's Henry Fernandez. I think it's an F. It's Henry Fernandez, right? Or is it Hernandez? Which one of them Nezes? Let me see about the Faith Center. Let me go back. You can't be a jealous leader. Oh, it happens. Oh, it happens. Lord, if you go to Faith Center right now, oh no, they still got his sermons up. I was gonna say they got Fernandez sermons up first. Oh, it is Fernandez. Yeah, it's Fernandez with a F. F as in Frank. Fernandez. Yeah. You can't be. What are you saying? One day ago. And this is him talking yesterday.
Hey, this is Henry Fernandez, Faith Center family. How are you doing on this Saturday, or whenever you're listening to this? I want you to know that God is with you in every situation you're dealing with. God's on your side. You just have to trust him even when you can't trace it. You got to believe that he who has begun a good work in you is able to perform it. I'm praying for you. Our intercessors at the church, we're praying for you. And we hope that when it comes to your calendar this weekend, that you will be in church tomorrow.
We promoting.
One of the two services, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m., I'll be preaching.
He said, I'll be preaching.
And I believe
not Tudman.
I have a word from heaven.
He got a word from heaven
to you. You've been praying. You've been asking God privately, God, I need a word from you. Well, the word is here. It's going to be delivered tomorrow. I can't wait to see you. Can I pray with you?
No, you're going to pray with y'all. Y'all hear the prayer?
You know what they're going through. I bring their petition before you now.
Business as usual.
Every area of
business as usual. We need that cash tomorrow.
I pray they will not walk in doubt nor fear, but they will stand firm, knowing that you're with them. And you said in your word, you'll never leave them nor forsake them. Heal those who are sick.
Tudman, who?
Need a financial breakthrough.
We don't know him. Who is this uncircumcised Philistine?
That surpasseth all human understanding. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Hey, this is
Well, he can't wait to see them tomorrow. He said he preaching tomorrow. He said he preaching tomorrow. He said he preaching. He said he preaching, y'all. That's what he doing. Woo. Well. It's a wrap, Tudman. He wanted his church back. You right, Sean. He wanted his church back by any means necessary. He created a situation or took advantage of a situation to get his church back. Well, I believe there's an email that has gone out, but it probably only went out to the church membership. So this is the foolery I can't do. Yeah, he wanted his church back. I think you're right, Shantae. I think that's all it is. And he found an opportunity to get it back. Oh man. Oh Tudman. Oh Tudman. You gotta go, Tudman. They threw you out of there. What you do? You didn't lick his behind enough. You didn't honor him enough, Tudman. Didn't you see the clause in your contract? Thou must licketh every Sundayeth the founder's assets. Oh man, that's Tubman right there. That's Tubman right there. No fight from what I'm hearing. Tubman has accepted his likelihood he will never truly know. Oh no, there was an argument. There was an argument, Jordan. Now there was an argument. Now, oh, and the police was threatened to be called. Oh, come when you find that out, you come back to me, Jordan. You tell me I'm right. You tell me I'm right. Okay then, Jesse, hush your mouth. See, I know I'll be talking about. You say, no, the lies will come. I think so too, Uncle Paul. Reminds me of that scripture where the people said Saul has killed his thousands, but David has killed his 10,000. Oh God, no, I mean, Tubman is not fighting. Oh no, he's not fighting to stay. He's not fighting to stay. No, it was just in the heat of, battle, Jordan. In the heat of battle, somebody tell you to get out. You tell them, I ain't going nowhere. No, blah 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 blah. Tubman is more like Eddie Long. Well, okay, all right. Maybe we gonna speak spiritually, preaching wise. I'm hearing from Tiffany Montgomery gonna say about this. Yeah, I ain't think about no Tiffany. What's she over there doing? There go Henry Fernandez, y'all. He say, I want my daddy's records back. I want my daddy's records. Give me my church. Oh, we just got off a wonderful live with the prophets. Oh, Bishop, your master prophet said there was some tea right at my tip of my lip. I said, yes, Bishop, yes. I just can't. Oh, I can't do it because I knew this earlier today. But I couldn't mess up my live for the night with the prophets. Oh, but I got something else for you tomorrow. Oh, just wait. Sit there with tiptoe anticipation. St. James will be on tomorrow to tell you something else that's going to disgust you. It's going to disgust the saints over here at the virtual sanctuary of the St. James Show. You just hold tight. Tudman's style of preaching and passion is very different than, oh, is it? Oh, okay. Yes, sir, they did have an argument. But it was a board decision that led by Fernandez. Great shows I'll be watching. Okay, good. Well, Jordan, Fernandez can tell the board what to do. Fernandez can tell the board what to do. Gives little energy. Too big for him. You saying Tudman is too burly for him. He's intimidated. Now, it was also reported to me that a master prophet told him and gave him a prophecy. Oh. And he referenced that. On his way out. The prophet told me. But these people see dollar signs. They see fame. They see all these people. They see them. And they just ignore everything to get what they want. And now Fernandez is telling Tudman, keep on walking. I ain't talking to you anymore. Keep on walking. I ain't talking. Oh Oh, but God is going to help you out, Tudman. Well, you have to come back and do the replay because I got to go. I got folks waiting on me. Have a good one, everybody. See you soon.